Hello friends, this is Rajeev Sharma. The subject matter of today's video editorial strategic analysis is the unlockdown, which begins from January 8. Actually, unlockdown is as essential as lockdown itself was. India's lockdown started on 25th of March. And if it lasts until June 30, it would have completed 98 days. Rather, if it is lifted on June 30, it would have completed 98 days. For now, on 8th of June, unlockdown begins. Because in large parts of the country, except the containment zones. Now, bear one thing in mind, folks. Your lives won't remain the same. The state of business, industry, economic activities, even politics, entertainment, think what you will. Think whatever you can. It won't remain the same. Why? Because the Covid-19 threat is not going to fade away too soon. Covid-19 is going to stay with us. That's the fear. Just like HIV threat has remained with us for last 4 decades, over 4 decades, without a vaccine. So, better adjust now. Adjustments will have to be made by the center, by the state governments. It will be the responsibility of the state governments to carry out things properly without glitches. And face new challenges in maximizing opportunities for livelihood while minimizing the inevitable loss of lives. For example, the governments will have to increase frequency of all transport, public transport, especially metro rail services and local buses, so that crowding can be avoided and social distancing can be maintained. That will be the real test of the state governments. But the real test for the center will come when phase 3 of lockdown is implemented, the date of which is not announced yet. It is still to be decided. When the road, rail and air travel is normalized to pre-COVID and pre-lockdown times, and when sectors like hospitality, entertainment, construction, real estate, automobile industry, all that, they open up and get back to their normal routine. That's when the challenge will start. Incidentally, one must not lose sight of the fact that 3 major states, big states, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh, have already extended the lockdown until June 30. Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, as you know, are the worst affected corona states. Now, once these 3 big states and populous states open up after June 30, if they open up, then of course news spikes in new cases can be feared. Well, when the lockdown started on March 25, total number of cases in India was only 500. Today it is nearing 2 lakh. Over 5,000 people have died because of coronavirus. Now, this is something that has to be focused upon. Now, today is the 70th day of the lockdown. From 500 cases on March 25 to today, June 3, Wednesday, the 70th day of the lockdown, the number of cases is creeping up to almost 2 lakhs with over 5,000 deaths. That is, despite the lockdown, hard to digest. It only shows glitches in lockdown. I will not dwell more on that, on glitches on lockdown. Obviously, the center has botched up lockdown. It has enforced lockdown without any adequate proportion, without any adequate planning, because it just forgot that migrant workers exist, and there are 10 crore of them, more than 10 crore of them. And lockdown coincided with harvesting. After harvesting, the migrant workers, they normally travel to their homelands, their native places. So folks, absolutely, a lockdown is essential. Yes, we know that the coronavirus pandemic is yet to reach its peak, and one doesn't know when the peak will be reached, June, July, or even later. We don't know. India cannot be unmindful of how the countries around the world have now unlocked themselves. Look at this: Spain, Iran, Italy, Denmark, Israel, Germany. They are easing restrictions after long and rigorous lockdowns. Germany, in fact, had reopened its hairdressers, playgrounds, automobile factories, churches, museums 1 month back almost, on May 4th. And it is planning to resume international travel after June 14 and reopen borders to European Union travelers. But if you look at the case of Brazil is very weird. Despite the fact that Brazil is way up on the table, coronavirus table, number 2 in fact, after US. Despite the fact that Brazil has over 500,000 cases and almost 30,000 deaths. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro has not even enforced a lockdown. In fact, he has encouraged anti-lockdown measures. Now, back to India, unlockdown is not only the right decision but also a much needed step to revive the economy, which was already in dire state even in the pre-COVID months. Credit rating agency Moody's has now downgraded India's sovereign credit rating from BEA2 to BAA3, or just about junk grade. India's GDP in 2019-20 had grown only at 4.2%, even though the lockdown period in the last fiscal year was of just 7 days. Now the lockdown period is ongoing and it is If it is lifted on June 30th midnight, the total length of the lockdown would be 98 days. But the first target for the central and state governments is June 8, when unlockdown starts in large parts of the country. Well, the states will have to be vigilant. All citizens will have to be responsible and sensitized. Lockdown has seen PM Modi proactively engaging with the states and the chief ministers. PM Modi has had 5 virtual conferences with the chief ministers. This is good for strengthening center-state relations in a federal democratic structure like India's. Now, PM needs to take this to the next level, post June 8, and convene parliament session, which was interrupted because of COVID. Now, one suggestion PM Modi can really consider, that it can hold Rajya Sabha sessions in Lok Sabha premises and Lok Sabha session in Central Hall premises, because these premises will give bigger space and ensure better social distancing. Well, this is all I have in my stable, folks, today on this video tutorial. Let me know how you'll find it. Do like, do comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.